Good morning, friends. Happy Winter Poetry Day. Thank you. There we go. That's what I like to see. So before I start reading my poem, I'm just going to read you a little essay that I wrote about my poem. You have no choice but to listen. So today I'm going to be reading The Darkling Thrush by Thomas Hardy, one of my favorite poets. This poem was written at the end of the 19th century, just as the old century was ending and the 20th century was beginning. It is 4 stanzas long, and it is very neatly divided into 2 halves. The first half is very reminiscent of medieval winter poetry. It describes an incredibly bleak moment and landscape. Everything is desolate, and the speaker is alone. But then halfway through the poem, an old and specifically ugly little bird starts to sing in the middle of this frozen hellscape. The speaker describes the moment as the bird choosing to fling his soul upon the growing gloom. Hardy knows that everything is bad right now. Individuals are miserable. The weather is cold and miserable. There is a collective feeling of misery, exhaustion, fear, and desolation. But this bird's song, a pretty conspicuous symbol for poetry and art, he describes as the ecstatic sound of joy illimited. I love this poem, and I wanted to read it today because this moment also feels a little desolate, gloomy, miserable, and gray. The weather is punishing. It's easy to focus on the amorphous sense that something has ended without anything good beginning, and the people feel scared, sad, and desolate. But I agree with Thomas Hardy. Poetry can save us. Art can save us. This is the way. According to Hardy, the ugly bird with the beautiful song must have some awareness of the world which leads him to have hope, even if the humans can't understand it. And I love that for us. And I want us to remember that even though doom and despair are both seductive and easy and seemingly ubiquitous, we nevertheless have to believe in something good beyond that growing gloom, and that art and poetry can remind us of that hope and show us the way through to spring. That's a critical analysis, you guys. Thanks. So now I'm going to read The Darkling Thrush by Thomas Hardy. I leant upon a coppice gate when frost was spectre gray, and winter's dregs made desolate the weakening eye of day. The tangled vine stems scored the sky like strings of broken lyres, and all mankind that haunted nigh had sought their household fires. The land's sharp features seemed to be the century's corpse outlent. His crypt, the cloudy canopy, the wind, his death lament. The ancient pulse of germ and birth was shrunken, hard, and dry, and every spirit upon earth seemed fervorless as I. At once a voice arose among the bleak twigs overhead in a full-hearted evensong of joy illimited. An aged thrush, frail, gaunt, and small, in blast-beruffled plume, had chosen thus to fling his soul upon the growing gloom. So little cause for carolings of such ecstatic sound was written on terrestrial things, afar or nigh around, that I could think there trembled through his happy good-night air some blessed hope whereof he knew that I was unaware. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm going to read a poem that was originally written in Spanish. The poem is The Snowfall is So Silent. The poet is Miguel de Unamuno, and it was translated by Robert Bly. The snowfall is so silent, so slow, bit by bit, with delicacy, it settles down on the earth and covers over the fields. The silent snow comes down white and weightless. Snowfall makes no noise, falls as forgetting falls, flake after flake. It covers the fields gently while frost attacks them with sudden flashes of white, covers everything with its pure and silent covering. Not one thing on the ground anywhere escapes it. And wherever it falls, it stays content and gay, for snow does not slip off as rain does, but it stays and sinks in. The flakes are sky flowers, pale lilies from the clouds that wither on earth. They come down blossoming, but then so quickly they are gone. They bloom only on the peak, above the mountains, and make the earth feel heavier. When they die inside, snow, delicate snow, that falls with such lightness on the head, on the feelings, come and cover over the sadness that lies always within my reason.
Good morning. I too have a short essay because, as Ms. Wright told me, that only the cool kids write essays for this, so I did one. I don't know. I'm not cool. Anyway, in an interview with NPR last October, Canadian author Margaret Atwood described herself as a quote-unquote vengeful person and accepted the fact that she scares people. She is widely known for her dystopian novels such as The Handmaid's Tale and the Mad Adam trilogy, a series of novels concerning climate change and its devastating impact on our planet and humanity. She is also known for historical fiction such as Alias Grace and The Blind Assassin. All told, Atwood is one of the most influential and celebrated English writers from the past century, garnering multiple awards commending her literary talents. In addition to her novels and short stories, Atwood has also published several collections of poetry. I'm going to read for you a poem entitled February, a short work about the desire for spring's arrival. It is also about hockey, French fries, and cats. Winter, time to eat fat and watch hockey. In the pure mornings, the cat, a black fur sausage with yellow Houdini eyes, jumps up on the bed and tries to get onto my head. It's his way of telling whether or not I'm dead. If I'm not, he wants to be scratched. If I am, he'll think of something. He settles on my chest, breathing his breath of burped up meat and musty sofas, purring like a washboard. Some other tomcat, not a capon, has been spraying our front door, declaring war. It's all about territory, which is what will finish us off in the long run. Some cat owners around here should snip a few testicles. If we wise hominids were sensible, we'd do that too, or eat our young like sharks. But it's love that does us in, over and over again. He shoots and scores. A famine crouches in the bed sheets, ambushing the pulse eater down, and wind chill factor hits 30 below, and pollution pours out of our chimneys to keep us warm. February, month of despair with a skewered heart in the center. I think dire thoughts and lust for French fries with a splash of vinegar. Cat, enough of your greedy whining in your small pink bumhole. Off my face, you're the life principle more or less, so get going on a little optimism around here. Get rid of death, celebrate increase, make it be spring. Thank you.
I thought I would just hold my poem up and you would read it from there. Can you see it? No, but I did want to show you it's like in a funny little shape. This is White Eyes by Mary Oliver, and it's also about a bird. In winter, all the singing is in the tops of the trees, where the wind bird, with its white eyes, shoves and pushes among the branches. Like any of us, he wants to go to sleep, but he's restless. He has an idea, and slowly it unfolds from under his beating wings as long as he stays awake. But his big round music, after all, is too breathy to last. So it's over. In the pine crown, he makes his nest. He's done all he can. I don't know the name of this bird. I only imagine his glittering beak tucked in a white wing while the clouds, which he has summoned from the north, which he has taught to be mild and silent, thicken and begin to fall into the world below like stars, or the feathers of some unimaginable bird that loves us, that is asleep now and silent, that has turned itself into snow. Thank you.